Nestled in the heart of Europe like a precious gem, Austria is a landlocked nation that borders 8 countries, creating a magnificent tapestry of influences that have shaped its unique character. From the towering Alps that pierce the sky like ancient cathedrals to the gentle Danube River that flows like liquid silver through emerald valleys, Austria is nature's masterpiece come to life. This enchanting country spans approximately 32,000 square miles of pure wonder. Imagine an area roughly the size of South Carolina, but packed with more natural beauty and cultural richness than you could explore in a lifetime. What makes Austria truly magical isn't just its postcard-perfect scenery, though those snow-capped peaks and crystal-clear lakes will take your breath away. It's the incredible fusion of Germanic traditions, Italian warmth, and Eastern European charm that creates an atmosphere unlike anywhere else on Earth. This is the land where Mozart composed symphonies that still move souls today, where imperial palaces stand as monuments to grandeur, and where every cobblestone street tells a story spanning over 1,000 years. But here's something to ponder as we begin this journey. What is it about certain places that can instantly transport us to a different time and make us feel deeply connected to both nature and human heritage? How do these Austrian destinations manage to weave together such powerful stories of natural wonder and cultural richness? Before we get started on this itinerary, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great itineraries and check out the links below for great deals on flights and accommodation, making your Austrian adventure both memorable and affordable. Now let's explore the most beautiful destinations in Austria. Vienna. Nestled in the Vienna Basin, surrounded by the foothills of the Alps and the Carpathians, the city enjoys a continental climate that brings warm summers perfect for outdoor concerts and crisp winters that transform the city into a snow-dusted wonderland. The Danube River, Europe's second longest river, flows through the city like a liquid highway, connecting Vienna to the Black Sea and beyond. This geographic position made Vienna the natural meeting point of cultures. Here, Germanic traditions blend seamlessly with Slavic influences, Hungarian flavors dance with Italian sophistication, and Ottoman architectural elements whisper stories of ancient encounters. Walking through Vienna is like reading a living history book where every street corner tells a different chapter of European civilization. For over 600 years, Vienna served as the seat of the Habsburg Empire, one of Europe's most powerful dynasties. Can you imagine the weight of history in these streets? This is where emperors made decisions that shaped continents, where Marie Antoinette spent her childhood before becoming Queen of France, and where the famous Congress of Vienna redrew the map of Europe after Napoleon's defeat. But Vienna isn't just about dusty history, it's a city that lives and breathes culture. This is the birthplace of psychoanalysis, where Sigmund Freud revolutionized our understanding of the human mind. It's where the Viennese waltz was born, spinning couples across ballroom floors for centuries. And let's not forget, this is coffee culture at its finest, where the traditional Viennese coffee house isn't just a place to grab a drink, but a cultural institution where intellectuals, artists, and dreamers have gathered for generations. The Schönbrunn Palace stands as Vienna's crown jewel, a Baroque masterpiece with 1,441 rooms that served as the imperial summer residence. Walking through its halls, you'll follow in the footsteps of Empress Maria Theresa and young Mozart, who performed here as a child prodigy. The palace gardens stretch as far as the eye can see, featuring the world's oldest zoo and a gloriette that offers panoramic views of the city. St. Stephen's Cathedral, or Stephansdom, pierces the Vienna skyline with its Gothic spire reaching 446 feet into the heavens. This architectural marvel has watched over Vienna for over 800 years, surviving wars, fires, and the passage of empires. Climb the 343 steps to the top, and you'll be rewarded with views that will make your heart soar. The Ringstrasse, Vienna's Grand Boulevard, circles the historic city center like a necklace of architectural gems. Here you'll find the Vienna State Opera, where the world's greatest voices have performed, the imposing Parliament building with its Greek temple facade, and the magnificent Burgtheater, one of the most important German-language theaters in the world. Don't miss the Belvedere Palace complex, where you can gaze upon Gustav Klimt's famous The Kiss, a masterpiece that captures the essence of Viennese artistic sensuality. And for a truly unique experience, descend into the Hundertwasser House, where conventional architecture gives way to a colorful, undulating fairy tale building that looks like it sprouted from a child's imagination. Vienna offers an intoxicating blend of imperial grandeur, cultural sophistication, and artistic innovation. From palace halls, where emperors once walked, to cozy coffee houses, where ideas are born over sachetort, Vienna proves that some cities aren't just destinations. They're experiences that change your perspective on beauty, culture, and the art of living well. Salzburg. Welcome to Salzburg, the Rome of the North, where 150,000 residents live surrounded by some of the most stunning alpine scenery on Earth. Perched on the banks of the Salzach River and cradled by the Salzburg Alps, this World Heritage City sits just 18 miles from the German border, creating a unique cultural blend that's distinctly Austrian yet influenced by its Bavarian neighbors. The city's position in the Eastern Alps creates a magical microclimate where warm Fürhen winds can raise temperatures dramatically in winter, creating those perfect crisp days when the snow-capped peaks gleam like diamonds against impossibly blue skies. The surrounding Salzkammergut Lake District begins just beyond the city limits, offering easy access to pristine alpine lakes that mirror the mountains like nature's own mirrors. The name Salzburg literally means salt castle, and salt was indeed the foundation of this city's incredible wealth and power. For over 1,000 years, Salzburg controlled the white gold trade routes through the Alps, accumulating riches that rival European capitals. This wealth wasn't controlled by kings or emperors, but by prince-archbishops who wielded both spiritual and temporal power, creating a unique theocratic state that existed until Napoleon's time. These powerful religious leaders transformed Salzburg into a Baroque masterpiece, commissioning Italian architects to create a city that would rival Rome itself. The result? A harmonious urban landscape where church spires, palace domes, and fortress walls create a skyline so perfect it seems almost too beautiful to be real. But Salzburg's greatest gift to the world wasn't salt or Baroque architecture, it was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Born here on January 27, 1756, Mozart spent his first 25 years in Salzburg, composing some of his earliest masterpieces while chafing under the constraints of provincial life. Today, his music seems to float through the city's narrow medieval streets, emanating from concert halls, street musicians, and the very stones themselves. Hohensalzburg Fortress, perched 400 feet above the city, ranks among Europe's largest and best-preserved medieval castles. Built in 1077 and expanded over 500 years, this imposing structure has never been captured by enemy forces. From its ramparts, you'll enjoy panoramic views that stretch from the city's Baroque spires to the Alpine peaks beyond, a vista that composers have been trying to capture in music for centuries. Mozart's birthplace on Getreidegasse draws pilgrims from around the world to the Yellow Building, where genius first drew breath. The narrow medieval street itself is an architectural wonder, with wrought iron shop signs swinging in the Alpine breeze and buildings so close together you can almost shake hands across the street. Each building tells a story of medieval merchants, Baroque renovations, and modern preservation efforts. The Salzburg Cathedral stands as one of the most magnificent Baroque churches north of the Alps, with its twin towers and copper dome dominating the city center. Here Mozart was baptized, and here he later served as court organist, his music echoing through these soaring spaces where the acoustics seem designed by angels themselves. The Salzburg Festival, held every summer since 1920, transforms the entire city into a stage where world-renowned artists perform opera, drama, and classical music in venues ranging from the cathedral square to converted Baroque churches. During festival season, Salzburg becomes the undisputed capital of the classical music world. Salzburg masterfully weaves together natural Alpine beauty, Baroque architectural perfection, and musical genius into a destination that speaks to both the eyes and the soul. Whether you're exploring Mozart's childhood haunts, ascending to fortress ramparts for breathtaking views, or simply wandering streets that seem designed for opera, Salzburg proves that some places are so beautiful they inspire art, and some art is so powerful it transforms places into legends. Hallstatt. Hallstatt occupies one of the most dramatically beautiful locations on Earth. Nestled on the western shore of Lake Hallstatt, the village is literally carved into the mountainside, with traditional Alpine houses stacked like building blocks against the steep slopes of the Dachstein Massif. The lake itself, nearly 400 feet deep and stretching over 5 miles long, reflects the surrounding peaks with such clarity that photographers often struggle to distinguish where mountains end and their reflections begin. The village's position creates a unique microclimate where morning mists rise from the lake like ghostly fingers, wrapping the pastel-colored houses in an ethereal embrace before the sun burns through to reveal crystalline alpine air. The surrounding Dachstein mountain range, with its glaciers and underground cave systems, provides a dramatic backdrop that changes hourly as shadows and light play across ancient limestone cliffs. Access to Hallstatt adds to its mystique. You can only reach the village by boat across the lake, by a narrow mountain road that winds precariously along the shoreline, or by train through tunnels carved directly through the mountain. This isolation has preserved Hallstatt's character while creating an anticipation that builds with every approaching mile. For over 4,000 years, Hallstatt has been synonymous with salt mining, earning it the distinction as one of the world's oldest continuously inhabited settlements. The salt deposits in the surrounding mountains are so extensive and pure that they've been called white gold, financing elaborate trade networks that stretched across ancient Europe. Archaeological evidence shows that prehistoric peoples were extracting salt here as early as 1600 BCE, making Hallstatt one of civilization's earliest industrial centers. The Hallstatt culture, named after discoveries made in the village's prehistoric cemetery, represents one of the most significant archaeological finds in European history. Over 2,000 grave dating from 800–400 BCE have revealed a sophisticated Bronze and Iron Age civilization that controlled salt trade routes across the continent. These discoveries were so significant that an entire period of European prehistory bears Hallstatt's name. The village's famous charnel house, or bone chapel, reflects centuries of practical Alpine burial customs. With limited flat land for cemeteries in this vertical landscape, remains were exhumed after 10–15 years, with skulls artistically painted with flowers and names, then stored in the chapel. This tradition, both macabre and beautiful, represents Hallstatt's unique approach to honoring the dead while accommodating the living in their precious slice of Alpine paradise. The Hallstatt Museum houses the world's largest collection of Hallstatt culture artifacts, displaying treasures that reveal how this small village once sat at the crossroads of European civilization. Bronze Age swords, intricate Celtic jewelry, and prehistoric tools tell the story of sophisticated peoples who recognized Hallstatt's strategic and economic importance millennia ago. The village's architecture represents 16th-century Alpine vernacular at its finest, with traditional wooden houses featuring painted facades, flower-laden balconies, and steep-pitched roofs designed to shed heavy Alpine snow. Each house seems positioned for maximum lake views while creating the harmonious streetscapes that make Hallstatt feel like a living fairy tale. Hallstatt represents the perfect marriage of human ingenuity and natural beauty, where 4,000 years of salt mining heritage meet some of the most spectacular Alpine scenery on Earth. This tiny village proves that significance isn't measured in size. Sometimes the smallest places hold the greatest treasures, whether they're prehistoric artifacts, pristine mountain lakes, or simply the profound peace that comes from witnessing perfection in an imperfect world. Innsbruck. Situated in the Inn Valley at 1,800 feet above sea level, Innsbruck occupies one of the most dramatically beautiful urban locations in the world, where colorful medieval buildings line cobblestone streets while snow-capped peaks tower directly overhead like sleeping giants. Innsbruck's position in the Inn Valley creates a geographic masterpiece where the Inn River, flowing northeast toward the Danube, has carved a passage through the Eastern Alps that's been used by traders, armies, and travelers for over 2,000 years. The city sits at the intersection of major Alpine passes, the Brenner Pass leading to Italy, the Arlberg Pass connecting to western Austria, and mountain roads threading towards Switzerland, making it the natural capital of the Tyrol region. The surrounding mountains rise with breathtaking immediacy from the city center. The Nordkette mountain range soars directly above Innsbruck's northern districts, reaching over 7,500 feet and accessible via a chain of cable cars that can transport you from city streets to Alpine peaks in just 20 minutes. To the south, the Pachakofel and Searles mountains create an amphitheater of peaks that change color throughout the day, from rose-tinted alpenglow at sunrise to deep purple shadows at dusk. Innsbruck's history reflects its strategic Alpine position, where Tyrolean culture developed as a unique blend of Austrian, Italian, and Swiss influences. The region's semi-autonomous status within Austria preserves traditions that include distinctive architecture, culinary specialties, and a fierce independence that dates back centuries. Tyrolean folk culture remains vibrantly alive, from traditional dirndls and lederhosen worn for special occasions to Alpine music that echoes through beer gardens and festival halls. The city gained international prominence by hosting the Winter Olympics in 1964 and 1976, establishing its reputation as a premier winter sports destination. These Olympics weren't just sporting events, they transformed Innsbruck into a symbol of Alpine excellence, where cutting-edge sports facilities coexist with medieval charm. The Olympic legacy continues today through world-class venues that host international competitions and provide residents with recreational facilities that rival any resort. The old town, Hallstatt, centers around the famous little golden roof, Golden's Dachel, a late Gothic balcony covered with 2,657 gilded copper tiles that served as an imperial box seat for watching tournaments in the square below. Built by Emperor Maximilian I in 1500, this architectural jewel symbolizes Innsbruck's importance as a Habsburg stronghold and creates one of Austria's most photographed medieval streetscapes. The Imperial Palace, Hofburg, showcases the opulent lifestyle of Tyrolean royalty, with staterooms decorated in Rococo splendor and a palace church where imperial weddings and funerals marked the passage of European history. The palace's position within the city center demonstrates how seamlessly Innsbruck integrates grand historical monuments with everyday urban life. Cable car systems transport visitors from the city center to Alpine heights in minutes, offering access to hiking trails, skiing areas, and mountain restaurants, where traditional Tyrolean cuisine is served with views that stretch across 3 countries. The Nordkette cable car alone provides access to over 160 miles of marked hiking trails and winter sports areas that cater to every skill level. Innsbruck masterfully combines urban sophistication with alpine adventure, creating a destination where medieval history, Olympic excellence, and natural grandeur converge in perfect harmony. Whether you're exploring colorful old town streets beneath towering peaks, riding cable cars to mountain restaurants, or simply marveling at how seamlessly city life integrates with wilderness access, Innsbruck proves that some places offer the best of multiple worlds without compromising the integrity of any single one. Graz. Welcome to Graz, Austria's second-largest city and a UNESCO World Heritage Treasure, where 280,000 residents enjoy one of Europe's best-preserved Renaissance city centers. Located in southeastern Austria along the Mur River, Graz sits in the heart of Styria province, surrounded by rolling hills covered in vineyards and forests that create a gentler, more Mediterranean atmosphere compared to Austria's dramatic Alpine regions. Graz occupies a naturally strategic position where the Mur River emerges from the Alpine foothills into the Styrian basin, creating fertile plains that have supported human settlement for over 4,000 years. The city spreads across both sides of the river, with the historic Old Town rising on terraced hills on the left bank, while modern districts extend across the flatter right bank toward the Styrian countryside. The Schlossberg, a 1,500-foot high Dolomite hill crowned by a clock tower, rises dramatically from the city center like a natural fortress. This geographic landmark has shaped Graz's development for centuries, serving as a defensive position, religious center, and observation point that provides 360-degree views of the city and surrounding Styrian landscape. Graz's southern location creates a climate influenced by Mediterranean air masses flowing north through Slovenia and Italy, resulting in Austria's warmest temperatures and longest growing season. This climatic advantage supports vineyards that produce exceptional wines, orchards heavy with apples and pears, and forests of beech and oak that create autumnal displays rivaling New England's fall colors. Graz reached its golden age during the Renaissance, when Archduke Charles II established his court here in 1564, transforming a medieval market town into one of Central Europe's most sophisticated cultural centers. The Italian architects, artists, and craftsmen who flocked to Graz created a harmonious urban landscape where Renaissance palaces, Baroque churches, and medieval streets blend seamlessly together. Graz earned designation as a UNESCO City of Design in 2011, recognizing its innovative approach to urban planning, architecture, and cultural development. The city demonstrates how historical preservation and contemporary creativity can reinforce rather than conflict with each other, creating urban environments that honor the past while embracing the future. The Graz Old Town represents one of Europe's best-preserved Renaissance city centers, where over 1,000 buildings spanning 6 centuries create an architectural symphony in stone, brick, and decorative plaster. Walking these streets feels like traveling through time, where each turn reveals another perfectly preserved courtyard, fountain, or facade that tells stories of merchants, nobles, and artists who shaped Central European culture. The Schlossberg Clock Tower, Graz's most famous landmark, has measured time for the city since 1265, surviving numerous sieges and serving as a symbol of Graz's resilience and continuity. The climb to the top rewards visitors with panoramic views that stretch from the Styrian wine country to the distant Alpine peaks, providing perspective on how geography has influenced the city's development. Graz successfully balances Renaissance grandeur with contemporary innovation, creating a city where historical preservation enhances rather than constrains modern life. From the perfectly preserved Old Town, where every building tells stories of Central European culture, to cutting-edge contemporary architecture that pushes creative boundaries, Graz proves that the most successful cities honor their past while fearlessly embracing their future, creating urban environments that inspire residents and visitors alike. Village. Nestled in the heart of Carinthia, Villach sits like a precious gem at the confluence of three countries, Austria, Italy, and Slovenia. This strategic location has made it the perfect spot from which to explore the spectacular Alpadria area, where the dramatic Alpine peaks cascade down to meet the azure waters of pristine lakes. Imagine standing on the shores of Lake Ossiach or Lake Fark, watching the morning mist rise from waters so clear you can see straight to the bottom, while the Villacher Alps provide a stunning backdrop that changes color with every passing cloud. The city's elevation of approximately 500 meters above sea level places it in that magical sweet spot where Mediterranean warmth meets Alpine freshness. The Drau River flows majestically through the region, creating fertile valleys that have sustained human civilization for thousands of years. What makes this location truly special is its position at the eastern foot of the Villacher Alps, creating a natural amphitheater where every sunrise and sunset becomes a spectacular light show painted across the sky. Villach's story begins in Roman times when it was known as Balacinium, already featuring a bridge and fortified camp, and by 1007, the town had passed into the control of the bishops of Bamberg, eventually becoming part of Austria in 1759. Can you imagine the Roman centurions who once walked these same streets, or the medieval merchants who traded exotic goods along these ancient routes? The Museum of the City of Villach is a treasure trove of local history, showcasing the city's development over the centuries. But the real magic happens when you walk through the old town center. Villach's Hallstatt is one of the most picturesque in southern Austria, where every building seems to whisper tales of bygone eras. The Gothic parish church stands as a testament to medieval craftsmanship, while Renaissance facades tell stories of prosperity and artistic flourishing. The cultural identity of Villach is uniquely Carinthian, a blend of Austrian Gemütlichkeit, coziness, with Italian passion and Slavic warmth. This tricultural influence is evident in everything from the local cuisine, where schnitzel shares the table with Italian pasta and Slovenian dumplings, to the architectural styles that reflect centuries of cross-cultural pollination. The crown jewel of Villach's attractions is undoubtedly the Villacher Alpenstrasse, Villach Alpine Road, a scenic mountain road that winds its way up to nearly 1,800 meters, offering breathtaking panoramic views of the Austrian Alps, Italian Dolomites, and Slovenian Julian Alps. As you ascend this engineering marvel, each turn reveals new vistas that will leave you breathless, literally and figuratively. Dinselschloss, formerly known as Martinek Castle, has been serving as a cultural center for the city of Villach since 2007, functioning as an exhibition space for the arts and hosting various events such as readings and chamber concerts. This historic castle represents the perfect marriage of preservation and progress, honoring the past while embracing the present. For adventure seekers, the region offers world-class hiking and cycling trails. The Dobrach Nature Park provides over 20 different hiking routes, from gentle family walks to challenging alpine ascents. And here's something special: the area is home to some of Europe's most pristine lakes, including Lake Fark, with its distinctive turquoise color that seems almost supernatural. Villach represents the perfect Austrian experience, where Roman history meets alpine beauty, thermal relaxation meets adventure sports, and three cultures blend into one unforgettable destination. Whether you're seeking cultural enrichment, natural beauty, or pure relaxation, Villach delivers all three in abundance. Krems and der Donau. Welcome to Krems and der Donau, where the mighty Danube River has carved one of Europe's most enchanting landscapes, the UNESCO World Heritage Wachau Valley. The strategic location at the confluence of the Krems and Danube rivers made this city an important trading center throughout history. Picture the Danube not as merely a river, but as Europe's greatest highway, carrying goods, ideas, and dreams across continents for over 2 millennia. The Wachau Valley's unique landscapes, characterized by rolling hills, terraced vineyards, and picturesque villages, surround Krems and offer endless opportunities for exploration. Standing on the banks of the Danube here, you're witnessing a landscape that has been shaped by 1,000 years of viticulture, where every terrace tells a story of human dedication to creating something beautiful and lasting. The valley's microclimate, protected by the Bohemian Massif to the north and warmed by Pannonian influences from the east, creates perfect conditions for both world-class wine production and stunning natural beauty. The interplay of river, hills, and human cultivation has created what many consider to be the most beautiful stretch of the entire Danube. Archaeological discoveries reveal human settlement dating back to the Stone Age, but Krems truly flourished during the medieval period. The parish church, built as a Romanesque basilica in the 1200s, carries the honorary title Cathedral of the Wachau and houses several 18th century masterpieces from famous Austrian Baroque painters. While the church dates back to the 12th century, as a great example of Gothic Austrian architecture. Walking through Krem's medieval old town is like stepping back in time. The narrow cobblestone streets, unchanged for centuries, lead you past merchant houses with their distinctive steep-pitched roofs and ornate facades. Each building represents not just architecture, but the dreams and ambitions of medieval traders who made their fortunes along the Danube trade routes. Krems is a cultural hotspot in Austria, with its art mile including the country's only caricature museum, the State Gallery of Lower Austria, and the Kunsthalle Krems as a venue for international exhibitions of art dating from 1945 to the present. This remarkable concentration of cultural institutions in such a small city speaks to Krem's commitment to being more than just a pretty face. It's a living, breathing center of artistic expression. The Karikata Museum Krems and the Kunsthalle Krems showcase a wide range of art forms and provide unique experiences for visitors of all ages. But beyond the museums, the real attraction is the seamless blend of high culture with everyday life. You might find yourself enjoying a world-class art exhibition in the morning and sharing wine with a local vintner in his family cellar in the afternoon. The Steiner Tor stone gate serves as the symbolic entrance to the Old Town, a 15th century structure that has welcomed visitors for over 500 years. Climbing to the top offers panoramic views of the Danube Valley that will take your breath away, especially during autumn when the vineyard leaves create a tapestry of gold and crimson. Krems attracts visitors throughout the year with amazing cultural events, including the World Music Festival Glatt and Verkeerd and the legendary Danube Festival with its outstanding program of performances and music. These festivals transform the medieval streets into outdoor concert halls where world-class musicians perform against the backdrop of ancient stone walls and flowing waters. Krems der Donau offers an intoxicating blend of medieval charm, world-class culture, and legendary wine tradition, all set in one of Europe's most beautiful river valleys. It's a destination where every sip of wine connects you to 1,000 years of tradition, and every cobblestone street leads to new discoveries. Tyrol. Welcome to Tyrol, where the Alps reach their most dramatic heights and Mother Nature shows off her most spectacular artistry. One of Europe's most idyllic cities, Innsbruck is nestled in the heart of the Alps, serving as the crown jewel of this mountainous province. The Hohe National Park covers an area of more than 1,800 square kilometers, making it the largest protected area in the Alps and Central Europe, featuring majestic peaks, glaciers, wild streams, unspoilt forests, and numerous fascinating animal and plant species. This isn't just landscape, it's nature's greatest masterpiece, where every vista tells the story of millions of years of geological drama. The Inn Valley, where Innsbruck sits at 574 meters above sea level, provides a perfect vantage point for appreciating the surrounding Alpine grandeur. The contrast is stunning. You can enjoy a sophisticated urban experience while being completely surrounded by some of Europe's most pristine wilderness. The Nordkette Mountains rise dramatically from the city's edge, offering easy access to Alpine adventures just minutes from world-class museums and restaurants. You can explore the Tyrolean capital's history at Archduke Ferdinand II's 10th century Schloss Ambras, the Tyrolean Folk Art Museum, the grand 15th century Imperial Palace, and Maximilian I's famous Golden Roof. Each of these sites represents a different chapter in Tyrol's rich story, from medieval fortress builders to Habsburg emperors who chose this Alpine paradise as their favorite retreat. The Tiroler Volkskunstmuseum, one of the finest anthropological institutions in Europe, offers a whirlwind tour through the lives of average Tyroleans over the last several centuries. But the real cultural experience happens when you understand that Tyrolean culture isn't preserved in museums. It's lived every day in the Alpine villages, where traditional crafts, music, and cuisine continue to thrive. Tyrolean folk culture is legendary throughout the Alpine world. The traditional leather lederhosen, wool dirndls, Alpine music, and hearty mountain cuisine aren't just tourist attractions. They're living traditions maintained by communities that have called these mountains home for generations. The regional architecture, with its distinctive steep-roofed chalets designed to shed heavy Alpine snow, represents centuries of adaptation to one of Europe's most challenging but beautiful environments. The Nordkette cable car system whisks you from the heart of Innsbruck to over 2,300 meters in just 20 minutes, delivering you into a high Alpine world of stunning beauty. At the top stations, you'll find yourself surrounded by jagged peaks, pristine snowfields, and views that stretch across much of Western Austria and into Switzerland and Italy. Mountain biking and Alpine mountain tour are popular, while Kufstein is known for its impressive fortress and its location on the River Inn, with the nearby Kaiser Mountains offering ideal conditions for nature lovers. The summer hiking opportunities are endless, from gentle valley walks suitable for families to challenging high-altitude treks that test the skills of experienced mountaineers. World's premier skiing destinations. The Innsbruck area alone offers access to 9 different ski areas, including the famous Stubai Glacier, where you can ski 365 days a year. The combination of reliable snow, stunning scenery, and world-class facilities makes Tyrol a winter sports paradise. An experience where imperial history meets natural grandeur, traditional culture thrives alongside modern sophistication, and every season offers new ways to connect with some of Europe's most spectacular mountain landscapes. Whether you're seeking cultural enrichment, outdoor adventure, or simply the peace that comes from being surrounded by towering peaks, Tyrol delivers an experience that will stay with you forever. And cultural wonders comes to an end, I hope you felt the same sense of magic and possibility that has drawn travelers to this remarkable country for centuries. From Vienna's imperial grandeur to Hallstatt's lakeside serenity, from Salzburg's musical heritage to Tyrol's Alpine majesty, Austria offers a rare combination of natural beauty, cultural richness, and warm hospitality that creates memories to last a lifetime. Austria is how each destination we've explored tells a different chapter of the same beautiful story. A story of people who have learned to live in harmony with some of Europe's most dramatic landscapes while creating culture, art, and traditions that continue to inspire the world. Whether you're drawn to the classical music echoing through Vienna's concert halls, the pristine mountains reflected in Hallstatt's crystal-clear waters, or the ancient vineyards terracing the Danube Valley, Austria offers experiences that touch both the heart and the soul. Amazing travelers. Which Austrian destination captured your imagination most during our journey today, and what draws you to that particular combination of natural beauty and cultural heritage? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I love hearing about what inspires your wanderlust. And hit the notification bell so you never miss our latest natural wonders and cultural discoveries. We are constantly exploring new destinations and uncovering hidden gems that will fuel your travel dreams and help you plan unforgettable adventures.